Da-da-da-da.
And we're back. And so we talked about college football, and now we'll talk about the NFL. So, BJ, you want to go about the Cowboys?
I don't think I should. I think it's bad. It would be bad juju for me to get excited about the Cowboys. I will say this: they made a ton of mistakes this week and still survived it. So that does say something.
That is not a game that they normally win.
No, and a lot of the analysts agree with that. Also, that it is not a game we should have been in or won on the road in New England against Belichick. And Dak managed to do something Peyton Manning never did. He put up 445 yards passing offense against Bill Belichick defense.
Yeah.
So just to give you an idea of the terror that Dak is on right now.
Yeah, he's playing lights out, man.
And Zeke in 2 weeks has gone from 5th on the rushing list to 3rd. So
yeah, and I think the bigger difference is that defense. Is Tavon Diggs has just kind of come onto the league and went, I own you now. He did the Aaron Rodgers treatment to the entire NFL.
They are fun to watch. They're young, they're aggressive. Maybe a little too aggressive when they gave up that double move for 75 yards in the fourth quarter. But I tell you, that was the first play after the pick 6. So they are fun to watch, though. It's been a blast watching. It's been a while since we got a team this good, so I'm excited to see what the rest of the season has. But I'm not going to brag on them because you know how that goes. As soon as you get excited about something, it implodes.
Yeah. So I guess my question then is Arizona better?
See, why are you doing this to me? I have not been talking about the Cowboys in this manner at all.
I'm asking a legitimate question. Arizona is undefeated.
You are asking a legitimate question, and I'm going to look at their schedule right now because that matters.
So Arizona just beat a Browns team that was broken and has been broken even more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They beat the Rams, which is a good win, a real good win. They beat the Titans, which seemed to be a good win also. And they beat the Titans pretty solidly, 38-13. Mm-hmm. The Vikings put up points. They pulled out a win against them. And then they have wins against the Jaguars and 49ers.
So, I mean, those are a couple good chips to play on the table.
Yeah, I would have to say right now the Cardinals are the better team. They have a tough schedule they've played.
Yeah.
Tough schedule. And they are on top, undefeated right now, looking good. Kyler Murray's playing out of his mind.
And it just added Zach Ertz, so.
Yeah, but I was reading where they target the tight end the 3rd least in the league.
Well, is that because they don't have a tight end in the target, or is it just because Kyler?
That's a good question, but that ball could go anywhere. They have 3 running backs that could make a difference if they need to.
Yeah.
So that ball could go anywhere. I don't know. I don't think you trade for a guy that you're not going to use. They could have found another guy that could get targeted the 3rd least in the league for probably out of free agency. So they must have seen something. It obviously makes the team better, in my opinion. Just more threats, especially down the middle of the field.
Well, I mean, I know Kingsbury is not big on tight ends, but Ertz you can line up in the slot. You can still line him up wide like a wide receiver. You don't have to treat him as a tight end per se.
It's a solid blocker too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a win for the Cardinals for sure. I just don't know how much they're going to use him. I don't know if it'll be relevant in fantasy. He's definitely going to make a difference on that football team.
He's also going to make a difference in the locker room.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I would think so.
The Cardinals have some solid veterans in that locker room, which that also poses another question too, to where do they have the pieces to make a championship run?
I think if they don't do it this year, the winner is going to close quickly because they have some guys that are kind of on the tail end. J.J. Watt leaps to mind.
Chandler Jones getting up there too, I believe.
Yeah. So I mean, this is their time, and that might be why they traded for Ertz because they know they're just a piece or two away.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't do it, that winner's going to close quickly. But they definitely have the pieces to make the playoffs. I think they have the pieces to make a deep playoff run. Do they have the pieces to get by a Tampa, a Green Bay in the playoffs? That's iffy.
I just feel like they could have gotten by getting the same production they got from the tight end that's out some other way than trading for Ertz. So I think they have a plan for him. I think they're excited about it. He's definitely going to make things easier on Hopkins and AJ Green, I would imagine,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't just neglect the middle of the field anymore. The ball could
Right.
very well go there, and there could be consequences for letting it happen. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I think it's good for the Cardinals. It's only going to make them tough, more difficult to beat. That's for sure. And we will find out the second to last week of the season. Great. Yes. Couldn't just meet him in the playoffs.
Nope. Nope. You got to fight for player position too.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
because
That's
either
tough
one
as
of
they
them
come
could
down
be
to.
fighting for that top spot in the NFC.
Well,
with
that's the
Tampa
thing. The
battling.
NFC is very top heavy this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The words of LeBron, man, they top heavy as fuck.
The drop off is serious.
Yeah. I mean, you got the four division leaders. You've got Arizona, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and Dallas. Dallas is basically already wrapped up the East as it is.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you've got New Orleans is kind of hanging around. Carolina is showing why Sam Darnold isn't what everyone thought he was at the start of the season. Seattle, Russ is broken. And I know Dorian wants to hire Cam Newton tomorrow for Seattle. That's just not going to happen.
So we can have some more.
Actually, I'd rather have Minshew, but that's another story.
So we
you
can
rather
have
Minshew in Jacksonville?
No, remember we already established that Urban. Remember we established that Urban doesn't deserve Minshew. Remember? And I said,
no,
you know what?
No, that's butthurt. You saying that?
No, I mean, look. We got a W, so we won't go 0 for whatever.
You had to leave the country to get a win.
Wow.
Hey, win is a win.
By the way, when you're 0-5, that one victory is a moral victory. That's the definition of a moral victory, Adam. When you're losing so much that you finally get one, that's moral victory.
When you lose so much that when you win, it feels like you won the national title.
Yes. Well, we are going to finish totally broken this year. We won 1 of 17 games. We are 1/17th of an NFL football team.
And the Lions are going to break their own record and go 0-17 this year.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
You know, there's something said for being the first. But
hey, if you ain't first, you're last.
I'd like to say it right now while it's still kind of early. I think the Vikings are making the playoffs.
I can see that.
Kirk Cousins is playing very well.
Yeah.
Kirk looks good. The receivers are excellent. Thielen, Justin Jefferson, and man, I can't think of the third
Dalvin Cook
one
is amazing.
Dalvin Cook's always amazing. Unfortunately, he stays nicked up.
Yeah.
You know,
but their backup was good too, Madison.
Yes. So I really think they got a chance. And the Vikings defense is always solid.
Well, and the thing with the Vikings is, okay, so you said they make the playoffs. Are they still doing 7 teams in each conference now? Yeah. Okay, so basically they have to be the top 3 wildcard team to make it. Okay, so name me 3 other teams that would make it instead of Minnesota that are not division winners. Nobody from the NFC East.
The Rams is one of them at 5-1.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
one.
I don't see the Bears or the Lions.
This looks like the Eastern Conference of the NBA about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to make the playoffs by default.
Yeah.
I like it. I like
default. Default.
We'll be LeBron this year.
But
that sounded dirty when I said that. I don't want to be LeBron this year. No.
Dorian thinks LeBron's going to have his leg broken come Christmas time. So.
Golly.
I'm not wishing that on him. I'm just saying.
That's not something
Father
Dumb said, is
it? Man. Father Time comes at the most inopportune times.
He's going to have rickets by December. The gout. The gout's going to keep him out. Jeez.
Stay off that protein, LeBron.
Going in for a hip replacement anytime soon there, LeBron? You're watching Brady do stuff that no man should be doing.
Yeah.
And then you sit here, look at LeBron, who is a physical freak. He's bigger than most everybody on the court at any minute. You get to think that factors in. At some point, he could turn into Karl Malone.
Yeah.
and still play another 3 or 4 years like that.
They've played 3 and 4 years, right?
And I don't mean to diminish Karl Malone as a player, but he had later in his career, when I remember watching a lot of Karl Malone, he had a great back to his basket game. Post fade, little step back jumpers,
Yeah.
Bully you to the basket, like whatever you need. LeBron has the body like that.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So I've got to say this, and my wife's not going to listen, so I can make fun of her for this. So we did watch Space Jam 2 the other day because my son was dying to watch it.
Mhm.
My wife's review of the movie was like, "Oh, it was cute, it was fun. It felt like a 2-hour commercial for LeBron James."
it was.
I'm
That's
like,
an accurate
what did you
description.
expect?
Yeah.
That's an accurate description.
Exactly
We
what it was.
We just liked our 2-hour Jordan commercial much better. Yes. That didn't feel as much as like a commercial, I don't think.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's because we're also too like hardcore 90s basketball fans.
No,
could be
like
a
look,
bias there.
man, when we watched what we watched, and then all of a sudden some dude's passing up game-winning shots to his teammates, like something's wrong, man. Something is wrong.
You got a point. Because even back in the day, like you would have guys like freaking Del Curry going for the game-winning shot, or you would have like Dan Martin, like
Yeah, that's because
second, third-tier guys.
That's because they tackled Larry Johnson. That's why. That's why Del Curry was taking that shot. Like Charles Barkley took game winners.
Yeah.
You know what I
But-
mean? Like
Yeah.
he wasn't even
That's
a
true.
shooter.
Right.
Like this is just it's my team. I'm doing this shit. It's gonna
Right.
be on me or nobody. Like it. I don't know. I
Right.
just didn't like that. And he said, "Well, I'm making the correct basketball play." Yeah, in the second quarter, you're making the absolute correct basketball player. It's not the second quarter. This is why you make $45 million a year. Shoot the damn ball in Kobe's face.
And my response to that is, okay, you made the right basketball play. Did it work? No, then it's not
Did
the
it
right
work?
basketball
It didn't
play.
work. And we're talking about you making the basketball play and not spraying champagne on each other like we should. Golly.
That's true.
So that's one thing that frustrated me about him. And then to come in the league and call yourself the king right off the bat, that rubbed me the wrong way. Like,
Yeah.
I can't grasp it. Could you imagine being 18 years old and then thinking that about to go into a grown man's game? And he walked into a different NBA. If he had said King
Right.
James in 1979, he'd have had black eyes before he got out of the preseason.
Absolutely.
Dude, there was a clip going around today of some rookie's first game against Kareem. And this is Kareem. I mean, nice guy. 2 minutes into the game, Kareem's punching him.
Yeah.
This is the
Kareem's a
different
nice
league.
guy. Kareem's a nice guy in interviews.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Kareem may be a nice guy teammate.
Yeah.
He is not a nice opposing player.
Not at
He's all
all.
elbows.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen of him is he's pretty physical.
But
Yeah.
you know, we're talking about one guy who called himself the king and the other guy who is the king, and that would be King Henry.
Ah.
Oh man. Who? Don't
Yeah.
care what you say. Don't care what you say. He almost cost me my third victory in a row in fantasy football. I won by like 8/10 of a point or something. I don't even know, like 5/10 of a point. It was crazy. Oh man, that man is a beast. He keeps going forward no matter
He's
what.
going for it.
Forward. And
Yeah,
he cuts too quick. He's faster than Brandon Jacobs. He might be
Yeah.
more agile than Brandon Jacobs. He's probably 10 or 15 pounds lighter. It's crazy.
Look, King Henry is like Florida boy fast. It's just a difference. You got fast, you got Florida big boy fast. Like
Yeah.
in the way that he shifts, they said that he ran in one of the touchdowns, he ran 21.8 miles per hour.
No
What they say.
man that big is allowed to be that fast.
Like, if he imagine the kind of dent he could put in the side of a car if he just ran like full on into the broadside of the car.
Dude.
Like, just imagine that in your head. He send you to the body shop. There's
And
no
then
popping this out with a
imagine getting
plunger
hit
crap.
by that.
Yeah. You saw what he did to Darius Leonard
Ooh.
last week or the week before. We were talking about a Pro Bowl linebacker, a bully.
Yeah. He just
Bounced off
sat him
somebody.
down. Sat him the hell down.
Oh man. And I don't care what you say. Until a better one happens, we're going to talk about the Josh Norman stiff arm last year.
Oh,
I don't care.
that was a stiff arm.
I don't care if
threw his
I will
ass.
talk about. I'm letting you know if you're listening. I might talk about this for the next 3 weeks at some point in every show.
He
He
threw
lifted
his
that
ass.
man. Lifted. I don't care if they're both running side by side. He lifted that man off his feet, turned him sideways, and didn't even need to. He was headed out of bounds. He did it because he was in his way. That's the only reason he did it. Like that's so rude.
I think
Yeah.
Des Bryant said it best. Derrick Henry is the guy we would create on Madden back when we were teenagers.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, Derrick Henry basically dropped a nuclear weapon just to show other countries he can drop nuclear weapons. That's what he does. Like he didn't need to do it. He's just like, look, you guys need to see this. Bam. You know.
Right.
Well, I had the game on yesterday as I was cleaning up, and they were doing the pregame, and they had Julio Jones out there. You know, Julio is a big man,
Yeah.
and then they had Derrick Henry. I was like, holy shit!
Yeah.
He's
They're the
just built
same like
differently.
height. Like what, 6'3.5"?
That
Something
picture
like
of him
that.
that picture of him standing next to Mark Ingram at Alabama.
It
Oh,
looked like a grown man sitting next to like an 8th grader.
That's
golly.
crazy. Did you see King Henry's damn, I'm calling King Henry. Shit. Did you see his
Hey,
workout regimen?
Hey, he deserves it.
Hey, whatever the way he treats y'all's Jaguars, you better call him King. Watch your
I
mouth.
mean, it's nothing we can do about that.
No,
It's just a matter
I know
of like,
he averages like 180 yards against y'all.
yeah. I mean, he does like that's on average on just about any defense. The only defense that gave him trouble was like, what was it? Who did they lose to? Was it the Rams?
That's what we're doing. No, he specifically eats against your defense. Hold on.
I mean, it's the Jaguar. What you expect? But I'm saying like he eats against any defense.
Yeah, that man has
Yeah.
a full plate against most teams.
Yes, right. But when he goes back for seconds, constantly.
He's going back for banana pudding and pie against the Jaguars.
Look, man.
Yes, he has a 99-yarder against you. We know that.
And that's what launched it. That's what launched his actual career, because he was a bust up until that game.
Is that when he was sharing time with No, not Lindell White. That was
Lindell was too far ago.
Yeah, that was CJ2K. Who was he? There was somebody that he was sharing time with, and then it was the Jacksonville game where he blew up, and then
What year is this? I found a website that gives you Derrick Henry stats against the Jaguars. He has 11 games played, 1,143 rushing yards on 213 attempts. That's 5.4 yards a carry, 103.9 yards a game, 14 touchdowns in 11 games, along with 150 receiving yards and a receiving touchdown.
Yeah, he's good. It's just
That's a pretty nice stat line right there.
Yeah. DeMarco Murray is who you're thinking of. Is who he was splitting time with.
okay, that's who it was. Yeah.
Because he worked out so well in Dallas.
Ooh, talk about a fall from grace. I want a big contract. Jerry said no. Go to the Eagles. Enjoy Chip Kelly.
Oops.
I went from like possibly being a legend in Dallas to oops.
And now I'm a stepping stone for Derrick Henry.
Yeah, but that got us Zeke, so whatever. I'm still on the Zeke train. I don't care what anybody says.
And that's the thing about like the Minshew to Seattle. So let's say Seattle gives like a 4th round pick for Minshew. So basically, Philly would have basically just gained 2 rounds of picks from the 6th to the 4th round for doing nothing.
For a guy warming a bench that you're not going to use.
Like that's Bill Belichick, stuff right there.
No, but Dorian said the Seattle has to have a mobile quarterback back there. That's why Cam is the answer, so he can bring his stupid Twitter font to Seattle.
I mean, you're thinking about that bullshit. I'm talking about pure.
No, Dorian wants Dennis Dixon in Seattle.
Oh no, I don't want to curse him like that. But the thing is, okay, so you telling me if the Seahawks had someone that was more mobile than Geno that can hit those like
Can do what?
passes.
They can do what?
So
that
you
can
want a
hit those-
quarterback that's accurate.
They can hit passes. You're talking about Russell Wilson. He's out.
No, but I'm saying though, if you put Gardner Minshew in that backup role, they
Oh,
would have won that
I
game.
thought you were
against
talking
the
about
Seahawks.
Cam hitting passes. I was about to
No,
get mad.
no, but think about
Oh,
this.
okay.
Cam would have made a difference with his legs. He would have made at least the Steelers like think twice about, okay, he may run and give him a chance to throw. They were like, okay, Geno Smith, you can't run on us. You can't pass on us.
Yeah, and we're forgetting that game was tied at 20.
Right.
Like Gino looked god awful in the first half, and they still almost won the game.
Right.
Well, that's because the Steelers can't go downfield.
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger's arm, man. Jeez.
Oh man.
Jeez. You know what it reminded me of is post Peyton's neck surgery.
Yeah.
This hurts you.
That looks like Denver maybe.
This hurts you.
Do you guys remember that play when it was in the fourth quarter, and I think it was 3rd and 9 or something, and he was trying to hit Claypool turned like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, where are you throwing it? It took he took all of his might and just slung for the bleachers, and hopefully that it went to Claypool. And Claypool was like, bro, like, nah. They like, it was just like miscommunication and stuff. And that's when you're like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be pretty much it.
Well, and they were saying that the replacement for Ben is not on the roster because we know that because Mason Rudolph is garbage and Dwayne Haskins is even worse. They were saying that what they should do is just not look very far and to get the guy from Pittsburgh, the University of Pittsburgh, Kenny Pickett, in there. That's who they should draft.
I mean, I know he's pretty solid, but I don't know.
And that's kind of the problem with the QB class this year. There ain't nobody. I mean,
Oh,
you got Spencer
no.
Rattler, who's not even number 1 on his depth chart anymore. That man may never see the field again.
And dude from Ole Miss.
Oh,
I can't think of
Corral?
his name. Corral.
Matt
Yeah.
Corral.
Yeah. He's had a pretty solid start to the season.
What about the QB from North Carolina, Sam Howell?
Oh no. He got exposed against Virginia Tech, and everyone realized that like he's just the next Mitchell Trubisky.
You almost pissed Adam off when you said that. You hear, no. Keep your feet off my couch. That's what it sounded like.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, get off my lawn. That's exactly what it sounded like.
So it's like no quarterback.
It's a barren wasteland of quarterbacks this year.
You're saying things now.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong.
I can't. I'm just saying you're saying things. These people would not be happy to hear this if they were standing here.
Wow. Yeah, I'm thinking
barren wasteland of quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like Steven Crowder. Just prove me wrong. Prove to me that there's like a decent quarterback in this draft this year.
I can't. I mean, there's no argument against it. I'm just saying you're being a little ruthless. That's all I'm saying to you.
Would you rather me sugarcoat things, and protect their feelings and their snowflakes?
No, because I wouldn't believe anything you said. No, don't want that either.
Yep. Well,
that's not what we do around here.
No, and speaking of not believing anything we said, let's look at our picks.
Oh, I thought if we talked long enough, we'd go right by this.
So BJ, I have to say this though. So after starting the season 0-8, you're 9-7 since then.
I am happy with that, but I'm not gaining any ground.
Well, yeah. Well, you're actually only 2 games behind Dorian.
Here I come, Dorian. Knock, knock.
So Dorian is the closest to 500. Had Buffalo won last night, he would still be 500. But Derrick Henry saw to that. Derrick Henry and the horrible play calling by the Buffalo Bills late in the game, but that's a whole nother story.
No, it's not. We can talk about it right now. I don't know why you don't kick that field goal and to go overtime. Nobody stopped anybody.
Yeah, well, I don't mind them going for it on 4th down because no one was stopping anybody. I looked at the drive chart, and Tennessee had not been stopped from getting points since the first quarter. So they literally were not stopping them. So if you go to overtime, you're basically banking that we can stop them for a field goal or less. So I get going for it.
All right.
So I don't get going for the quarterback sneak, well, especially when it hadn't worked earlier in the game. You have
even
a
if you get get him out of the pocket, spread the defense out, and then if he decides to run, he'll have a better view of the situation.
Exactly. Josh Allen has been, touted, and rightfully so, as a mobile quarterback that can make great decisions with his arms and his legs. Do a bootleg, get him out of the pocket, and let him do his thing. Doing a quarterback sneak is what you do if you have Tom Brady or Dan Marino and you have statues back there.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Yep.
Damn it. I know a lot of people that wanted to go into overtime because they needed a couple more points from Derrick Henry in their fantasy team.
Yeah. Side note, real quick. I'm looking at the QB prospects for the NFL next year, and Bo Nix is starting to come up the charts. He already has
the guy who wrote that. The guy who wrote that article from Auburn.
Yeah.
You saw it?
No, I'm just assuming.
Would you tie your franchise to Bo Nix?
Well, I mean, he tanked his whole season last year for Sunshine. Look where it got him. I don't think he should be asked about quarterbacks. I'm not sure he's qualified to evaluate.
First of all,
they still haven't won on this continent.
First of all, I'm saying is that the QB class of 2022 is suspect. We already know that, but I'm just shocked that Bo Nix is like they're saying that he's trending to be the number one pick coming off.
That should tell you everything you need to know about the quarterback class. There should be no more questions after that. They should answer the whole thing, and we should be moving on to the picks now.
It shows you how bad that article is. BJ actually wants to talk about his picks.
Yeah, I'd rather shift to my shitty NFL picks than talk about Bo Nix going number one and helping no one ever.
Okay, well, hold on.
He might be able to play better than Jared Goff.
Yeah, well, that I was gonna say. I could see if Detroit gets the number one pick, I could see them getting Bo Nix because that's the Detroit thing to do.
That's a Detroit move. Yeah, that's a Detroit move right there. It's like we've been waiting for this guy to keep us mediocre.
Not even mediocre.
So you think he's going to be at least decent, even if Jordan Palmer gave his cosign?
Jordan Palmer? That's your source?
I want to say something, but I'm disappointed. You thought that was going to fly in this damn conversation. That you could throw Jordan Palmer out there and just quiet us or something.
You might as well say that he was taught to be quarterback by Greg McElroy.
Wait. McElroy. Doesn't McElroy at least have a national championship?
Dude, you know it's bad with you have BJ.
We're talking about Jordan Palmer here.
Not even Carson Palmer.
Is this UTEP?
Yeah.
UTEP Jordan Palmer?
Yes.
You're surprised I knew that, aren't you?
Not Jesse Palmer. Not Carson Palmer.
No, not Carson. Not Jesse. Not Robert. Yeah. No, none of that.
Oh, dude, I think that's the first time that you did.
We're not done. That was terrible. We're not done with this. Jordan Palmer's your source. Fox News your source for news? Seems like a logical. Seems like a logical.
He goes to Newsmax.
Oh. What's your parlor handle?
He's on Gab.
What was that?
Well, we were talking about
Ovation.
We're talking about pillows for your sore neck. You can get a My Pillow. Probably comes a little sweaty Mike Lindell down.
Dude, I think the My Pillow company actually has a worse rating for the BBB than Big Baller Brand.
I mean, they deliver on their promises less than the Catholic Church. So I mean, yes, it's almost 10:30. We can start saying yes.
Okay, now that we've completely broken Dorian, because he's so stupid.
I just love getting BJ going, man. It makes my night.
Dude, no.
Sorry. All right, my bad. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, you want to talk about shipping shortages and labor shortages? That'll get them going. When your source is Jordan Palmer, just stop talking.
Yeah. Yeah, that's equivalent to somebody saying that Alabama doesn't produce receivers. Like, how ridiculous is that statement? Asinine, I say. Adam, I'm putting that on your headstone.
I know, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm a ting 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 ting.
So okay, so if Dorian can compose himself, we will get to our NFL picks. So the first one is Denver at Cleveland, a Thursday night game. Cleveland is a 3.5-point favorite.
Baker's shoulder concerns me. It's now the second time that's being brought up as a problem. We knew he had it, but the conversation around it was dying down until this week. So I'm going to say Denver. Unpopular vote, I bet. I'm cool with those.
Dorian?
Not only Baker is dealing with some injuries, also Bridgewater is dealing with some type of knick-knack injury as well. I'm still gonna go with Cleveland, though. I think Chubb will be able to run the victory.
Well, it's funny you say that. So that's actually why I went with Denver. Because Baker, we don't know if he's going to play. We know Kareem Hunt's out. No one knows if Chubb is going to play.
Oh, shit. No, I forgot. Damn it. Oh, well.
You know how I know? Because Nick Chubb's on my fantasy team.
That's right.
Pertinent information. Yeah, but a torn calf's no joke for a running back. Jeez,
no.
Kareem Hunt's going to have a go of it, I would think. It's not going to be a couple weeks and back. So, and he was in the game because of Nick Chubb being out. That makes for a real tough situation. The whole backfield nicked up in Cleveland.
Yeah. And that's the point. You got a backup quarterback, so you need to rely on your running game, but you don't have running backs.
Yeah.
So what do you got?
Odell Beckham Jr., who has done nothing. You know how I know? Because I traded for another guy that's doing nothing, Melvin Gordon.
That's okay. You traded to get Christian McCaffrey, so go figure.
Ooh.
Yeah, boy, I'm telling you though, I've won 3 in a row. If I can go 2-1 over the next 3 and get Christian back, here's looking at you, kid. The cream always rises to the top. Ask Macho Man Randy Savage.
So, anyways, so the next game is Kansas City at Tennessee. Kansas City is a 5.5-point favorite.
Nope, Tennessee. Until King Henry tells me he doesn't feel like winning a game, I'm going with Tennessee.
So you're going against Patrick Mahomes?
Yep. Patrick Mahomes can't stop King Henry.
I want to see him try. It'd be funny.
Nope, that'd be the end of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Be launched across the field.
Is this game in Tennessee?
This game is in Tennessee, yes.
Doesn't matter. Derrick Henry's going to be in it.
Thing about it is Tennessee's defense can't stop anybody. I'm going Kansas City.
We're talking about a man that could possibly paralyze or kill a defender. See, Adam knows.
Yeah, I went with Tennessee because every time Kansas City plays Tennessee, the game's always tight.
Right.
Well, that's because one offense is like destroying the other defense over long drives and just beating people into submission. How could you hit that guy for a whole first half and then be like, I'm going back out there and doing it again?
It's a special breed of people.
Yeah.
I guess. But he's running over people that are his size or better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, every time that Kansas City plays Tennessee, the game is always tight. And that was back when Kansas City was the Kansas City that had gone to the Super Bowl. They're not the same team this year.
They are not.
Yeah.
Their defense and questionable offensive line has caught up to them.
Yep.
So what happens when you spend a lot of money on a quarterback, Adam?
Someone said that. Hey.
Other than you should feel better.
Nah. So we'll get on to the next game of Cincinnati and Baltimore. Baltimore's a 6-point favorite.
All right, here we go. Second upset of the week. Let's go, Cincinnati. This is the comeback week.
Dorian?
I'm going Baltimore.
You said that quickly.
And they don't have an answer for
Does Derrick Henry play on
Lamar.
Baltimore too?
If he did, oh Lord.
he did.
Oh,
Yeah, could you imagine that read option?
Oof.
Either you get the shake and bake or the nuclear explosion. You get one of the two. Those are the only two
shake
options.
you bake me all day.
Yeah, please.
I'm like,
Please.
hit that big motherfucker.
I'll be like, Coach, I'll go hit Lamar.
He doesn't have the ball. I don't care.
I don't care. I got him.
I got
He's gonna run me over too, but I'm gonna wake up tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing with Baltimore is like it's the AARP backfield because they have Le'Veon Bell, Latavius Murray, and Devontae Freeman.
No, it's the MDMA LSD backfield. That's what it is. Let's just clarify that right away. This is the. Oh no, something's going on with Le'Veon Bell. You don't go to superstar to crackpot without some drugs.
Antonio Brown.
Oh well, he got rewired by Vontez Perfect.
Yes,
Yes,
I agree 100% with that statement.
Yeah, yes. He. Mm. His mother felt that. Her chest hurt when that happened.
Everybody felt that shit.
She goes, "Oh." I did. I was sitting in a chair and I flinched. I was like, God dang. And then his arms go loose and he spun around. I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
jeez." And he's never been the same. I don't
Nope.
care what anybody says.
No, he's been like mentally different since that hit.
Or maybe he died for a minute and woke up and realized I'm not going to give a shit about anything ever again. God, if I have a near-death experience, y'all better watch out.
Oh good God! I can
They
just
let me
imagine
come back
you
and-
unfiltered.
Doing whatever the hell I want.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's take the filter off, BJ. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I know, right?
No, I'm about to get a helmet.
So the
Or a
final game
bulletproof
of
vest.
yeah, pretty much. The final game of the week that we're picking is New Orleans versus Seattle. New Orleans is the 5-point favorite. As far as I know, Seattle has not signed another quarterback, so they're rolling out Geno Smith.
So it's Jameis and Jameis Light. Or is it Little Gino and Big Gino?
Hey,
Oh. Might be Little
Oh.
Gino and Big Gino. Because he looks stiff like Gino too. Jameis does.
is Jameis gonna be eating
No,
a W?
don't do that, man. That eating a W thing makes me uncomfortable. Every time I see that shit. It's like, why is a grown man sucking his fingers on national TV right now? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? I see no barbecue and I see no chicken wings. Get your damn fingers out of your mouth. And that's barely acceptable then.
No, okay. If you're
Perfect
eating chicken wings, it's acceptable to lick but not suck your fingers.
Oh boy, we had a classmate. Every time we went out to eat as a group, I'm not going to say his name, would lick all 5 of his fingers instead of using a napkin. Oh my God. Oh, my grandmother was just boiling up inside me. I was looking for a butter knife to crack him on his knuckles with. Because that's what we got. I don't know how it went at your house, but if you reached across my grandmother to grab the butter, you got ting butter knife right on the knuckles. I'll tell you, it'll make you ask real quick.
Lick his fingers.
Oh, like the full.
Yeah, see,
Like,
sadly,
so, like,
sadly I think I
sucking-
know who you're talking about too.
I bet you do. And oh, you just want to choke his little ass. Like, what are you doing, man? Sucking fingers, dude. That's disgusting. You don't have certain things at the dinner table that make you want to like physically violate someone, like pick them up and shake them. No, you don't have certain. Man, my grandmother did a good job of that. Instilling that in my brain. Jeez.
I mean, mine is,
All right, chewing cud, open mouth chewing at
No.
the table.
No, not allowed.
Yeah.
I will
No.
throw a biscuit at you.
Oh no, I hope we're sitting at a narrow table so I can reach you.
No,
I'll get
that's
punched in the mouth. I'll
disgusting.
get punched in the mouth over that.
So, anyways, New Orleans and Seattle.
That was a solid question we were talking about there. Everybody's got things at the dinner table to set them off.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Everybody. And if you get over there sitting there like a cow chewing its cud, throw steak knives at your ass. Sorry, nobody cares about this game, Adam. You're just picking because it's going to be shittily close.
Yeah, well, because the rest of the games are shit.
I mean, shit. The question
I know
being, will New Orleans cover?
the Cowboys are on a bye, so I don't know. There's no entertainment this weekend because a third of your weekend is talking shit about the Cowboys. Most people's. I'll have to say you guys aren't so bad. You just don't talk to me on Sunday after victories. It's hilarious. I'm picking Seattle because I have Alex Collins on fantasy football, and I believe that he's going to run all over them if he's healthy.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, we can change it. I mean, we can change it to be the Jets versus the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Golly, Patriots should win that game handily. If they played the way they did last week, they played a good game.
Yeah,
didn't finish.
This is my point. Like there are no good games this week.
Well, thank you for taking the time to pick these games that you did that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
For digging through the shit and finding us something to talk about.
It's
It's kind of like the off season.
That's what I do.
I mean, I'm going with New Orleans. I'll take Jameis any day, every day with Gino.
Yeah.
I mean, we know for sure that Jameis is going to give the ball back to Seattle at least twice.
Yeah, but how many times is Gino going to give it right back to him?
He's going to trade off.
I don't know. It's all up in there. But
literally,
Gino just got his starting job back. Though Jameis has had his. What's his excuse? And he's got the LASIKs.
Yeah, I remember coming into the season, we're like, we've never seen Jameis when he can see.
I was so excited that he wasn't going to be squinting all the time. I was like, man, that's got to be better for the receivers downfield.
Nope.
Maybe this would be good. Nope. They survived Aaron Rodgers' prove a point to the GM game, and then that was it.
Yeah.
All Jameis has to do is just check down to Alvin Kamara. He'll be fine.
He doesn't check down. He throws deep down the field into double coverage. That's his check down.
That's what Jimbo taught him.
You don't need a punter when you have Jameis. When he's done with the offensive drive, he just throws it downfield as far as he can into the safety's waiting arms.
That's like, you better be 6'5" and catch it.
How many years was he in Jimbo's system? That was Jimbo's system.
Yeah.
With great running backs the whole time.
That's the point.
Booker, Cook, like I can remember. Shoot, y'all know Snoop sitting there screaming at his TV. Why are you not running the football? It's a very good question, actually. Like, why are you not running the football? Oh man, Jameis, goddamn Jameis.
Yeah. So, on the Jameis note, I think we'll take a quick break.